guys, Thogden here, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, this is the first episode back in England for a lockdown. A little bit fuming. This is the first day of lockdown. What are you going to do to keep out your time, Dad?
Watch loads of football there.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's on, and that's why we're talking about it, really. So I hope you guys enjoy it too. We've got a massive game week 8. But first thing, before we get into our score predictions, I want to know the scores on the doors, Dad.
I'm not telling you.
Why?
Oh, okay then. I scored 7, which isn't bad, is it?
Yeah, it's alright.
Josh Fusion. Now, he was showing off. He got 8 points.
Ooh, okay. What about me?
You got 12 points.
What does that mean? What are you doing? You're buffering. You're buffering.
You got 12 points there.
Come on! That's massive. What a lead. Overall, what's it saying now, Dad?
Guests 39, Thogdad 40, and Thogden 48 points.
I'll take that. That'll do me. Up the boys. Right, if we can continue this form, then that'll make me happy. This is my year. I'm not letting you win again this year. I'm telling you that for a fact. Remember, you get 1 point for the win-loss draw correct, and 3 points for the exact score correct. Right, should we get straight into it?
No, let's go for the like target.
What's the like target?
9,000.
Lads, let's do it for the Prem predictions. Maybe even run up 10k. Should we hit the 5 figures? Let's do it. Smash the likes, and let's get into the first game week.
And the first game is Brighton and Hove Albion against Burnley, 16th against 20th.
Okay.
Now, the thing about Brighton is we keep praising them, but they've only got 2 points in 5 games.
That is correct.
And what's happened to Maupai, Theo?
No idea. I mean, the situation with Maupai is, well, I don't know. He's in my fantasy team, and I don't know if he's going to play, if he's not. I want him to play because I think he'll score. What about yourself?
Well, I think he's fallen out with a teammate. I mean, there's all sorts of conflicting stories, aren't they?
Apparently a French ego problem. I don't even know. That was the reason Guendouzi got kicked off Arsenal, and them two are fuming. But what do you think?
Well, what I think is Burnley, it's even worse.
Yeah.
6 games, 3 goals and 1 point. It looks really bleak at Turf Moor, doesn't it?
Well, exactly. I mean, both these teams haven't won in 6, but at least Brighton have shown some quality. Burnley have looked rubbish. You know, they didn't invest in their squad. I don't know the situation there, but I don't think they're going to find a win here. Honestly, with Brighton being at home, it's not going to be a great game. It won't be a classic. I'm going 1-0 to the Brighton Hove Albion. What about you?
Well, I tell you, I feel really sorry for Sean Dyche, but I've got to say, Brighton 1-0.
Yeah, we agree. Let's go over to our special guest, which is Babs today, the Arsenal fan, legend. Let's go to him.
Okay, so the first game is Brighton versus Burnley. First things first, big up man like Josh Fusion, my guy, big up him. But at the same time, Neil Mopay, me and you, we have to have some words, my guy. I'm not your biggest fan, but at the same time, Burnley themselves, they haven't had the best of starts. They've lost quite a few games, losing 3-0 against Chelsea and losing against Tottenham as well. Brighton are at home. I rate their style of football. They just need to be a bit more clinical. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Brighton win. But saying that, Neil Mopay, me and you, we got a few issues, my guy.
And the next game is Southampton against Newcastle, 5th against 11th. Now, these are 2 teams who won last week. And Southampton, how good did they look? I mean, Ward-Prowse was on form, wasn't he, Theo?
Yeah, Ward-Prowse, Danny Ings, Che Adams, the lot look good.
Yeah.
Both these teams have been good lately, haven't they?
They certainly have. Now, Southampton have got 13 points from 5 games.
Yeah.
They are the form team of the division.
And Newcastle are unbeaten away from home in the last 4 games. They're becoming hard to beat.
Yeah, and it's that man, Callum Wilson. We talked about him last week, and we'll talk about him again.
I mean, it really is Callum Wilson versus Danny Ings today. It could be goals either way, that's the thing.
Oh, wait a minute, Theo. Danny Ings is injured. He's out for 6 weeks, knee surgery.
Gosh.
Does that change your opinion about this game?
Well, I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go Southampton 1, Newcastle 1. Over the last 2 weeks, they've both beaten Everton. They've both got a decent side. I'm saying a point each.
I reckon Southampton are going to do this one.
Really?
I'm going for 2-1.
Even without Danny Ings?
Even without Danny Ings, they've looked so good throughout the team, and there's goals all over the place.
Well, listen, I think you're wrong today, because I was right about Newcastle. I mean, they beat Everton 2-1. I got that cool spot on. Josh, slap it in here. And I've got a weird feeling the Geordies are going to win. I'm definitely getting that follow back from True Geordie now. I think Newcastle are going to win 2-1. It's a time to have Callum Wilson in your fancy team because he's going to back. And remember, I'm right about Newcastle, so I think they're going to get a point. But let's go to Babs.
Right, so the next game is Southampton versus Newcastle United. You know what, right? I actually like Newcastle, but I'm also a massive fan of Southampton and their style of football, the pressing from Ralph Hasenhüttl. I've always rated him as a manager. And you know what? Because they're home, even though Danny Ings is injured, I still think they're in form. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory for Southampton as well. So, listen, Saints, don't let me down.
And the next game is Everton against Manchester United, 4th against 15th. 2 teams who lost last week, and there's only one question. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, stay or go?
Well, either way, whatever your opinion is on the matter, the rumours are that Pochettino has been given the call up from the United board, so he needs a result. Yeah. And it's not going to be easy. Everton, they're what, second or third? I know they've lost their last 2 games, but they're still a decent side. It will help the fact that Digne and Richarlison are out, but United need a win if Ole wants to stay. Do you think he'll get it?
I think he will go. I'm not sure when, but I think that was the last act in Istanbul.
Okay.
I mean, that Demba Ba goal, what can you say about that? Sunday League there.
And this Turkish club is 7th in the Turkish League. United should have walked it. Their defence was in the middle of nowhere when Demba Ba got that goal. Man United are a shambles. They don't have a second plan. I mean, they need to find a way to win this game, and I think they will. Ole loves a big win after a few disappointing performances to keep his job, and I think it's going to come here. Everton 1, Man United 2. I would have gone for something else, but Everton are also missing some big lads. Do you agree with me today?
Well, that is a very big shout. And the thing about Man United, they've been schizophrenic this season. So one week they beat Leipzig 5-0.
Yeah.
And then they go and lose to the team from Istanbul.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think with the backs to the wall, I think the players will perform this weekend. I'm going for Everton 1, Man United 2. Because I think Everton are really missing James Rodriguez.
Yeah, they are.
And Richarlison.
And Digne.
And Digne, yes. Now, Babs, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, in terms of this game, Everton having lost their last 2 games, that is an issue. I think the key for Everton is their injuries, and if they can get players back fit, then potentially this is an easier game for them. But saying that, United, normally when Ole's under pressure, he turns into prime Sir Alex Ferguson. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, and let's see how that goes.
And now for a middle of the table clash between Crystal Palace and Leeds United, 13th against 12th. Now, Leeds, we've been praising them, but you know, they've only won 1 of the last 4, Theo.
Yeah, they've been bad at home, but they've got decent away form. They've won 2 and lost 1. And the one they lost to was that 4-3 versus Liverpool first game of the season, so they're decent. Crystal Palace lately have also dropped off.
Yes.
They haven't been as good as their successful start. Zaha's on form. Bamford, he's hit and miss for Leeds. Sometimes he scores a hat-trick against Villa, and then he goes and has a pretty crap game last time out for Leeds.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to go for. I'm going to go for 1 point each.
Yeah, I think that's a very good shout, Theo. Now, tell me, do you think either of these sides could slip into the relegation zone?
No. I think Leeds are too good, and Crystal Palace, Roy Hodgson knows how to grind out results to stay up every single year, that he'll be the manager of Palace, so I'm going for 1-1.
And I'm just going to be boring and completely agree with you.
Okay.
1-1. And over to Arsenal for Babs. What do you reckon, mate?
So I'm going to go for what is a 2-1 victory for Crystal Palace, but it's going to be a close game and it can go any way. But saying that, you know, even though Alex Griffin's team marching on together, Leeds United, it is what it is. I'm going to go for a Crystal Palace win. 2-1 to the Palace. You know, Fusion, editing this video. See that, my guy.
Over to London now. Chelsea against Sheffield United. 7th against 19th. Now, Chelsea, what a win last week against Burnley. And I thought that man Ziyech was superb there.
Yeah, and over the recent games, Chelsea have been unreal. I mean, the last 3 games winning 3-0, 3-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
They're running riot. And now they're playing Blades, who haven't even found a Premier League win yet. However, let's go back 11 games to Sheffield United's last Premier League win. Do you know who it was against?
Go on, remind me.
Chelsea.
Oh.
3-0 at home.
Yeah.
Now you're probably saying, well, this game's at Stamford Bridge. Well, let's go back to the last time they played at Stamford Bridge. 2-2. So could the Blades come away with a win or draw?
Well, I tell you what, Kai Havertz has got the Rona, and I hope you make a quick recovery.
Yeah.
Will that affect the team, Theo?
Chelsea have enough squad depth. Ziyech's come in now, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Werner. That is enough attacking threat in there.
Yeah.
And they've been on form as well. Stad Ren. Chelsea look very good at the moment, and as much as maybe Blades can nick it from somewhere, I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea because I can't see anything stopping them. And look at the recent form. Do you agree?
Well, I'll tell you what, that would mean that Edouard Mendy gets 4 clean sheets in a row, which is a record, isn't it, for your first 4 games?
That's insane.
It's only been done twice before. Now, Sheffield United, 7 games, 3 goals, 1 point. That's shocking, isn't it, Theo? I reckon that's relegation form, and all I'm going to do is agree with you. It's going to be 3-0 to Chelsea.
You're agreeing with me?
Yes.
3-0 Chelsea?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see what Babs thinks.
I still think Chelsea are going to win because they're home. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Chelsea win because Sheffield United right now, I mean, they might be just going down. So.
And now it's West Ham United against Fulham, 14th against 17th, and this is a tasty London derby. And last week, what about Fulham? Mitrovic turned provider, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And Fulham finally got a win.
Hey.
You see, West Brom haven't found a win yet, but Fulham have. It was a very solid 2-0 win. I have to say, Ola Aina, what a second goal.
Yeah, brilliant. Now West Ham only 2 points in 3 games. They're blowing hot and cold.
Yeah, but they played 3 big teams, and 2 of them they got a big draw in. And last time out, let's not forget, I know it was a loss against Liverpool, but they're top of the league, and they were without their big man Antonio up top, and that must have been a bit of a shock to them.
Yes, very true, Theo. Now, I tell you what, Fulham have got some attacking prowess. We've mentioned Mitrovic.
Yeah.
Ademola Lookman, I think he'll start scoring at some point, although he's in my fantasy team, so he probably won't.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, you're gassing up Fulham. Do you predict them to beat West Ham against the odds?
I don't. It's at West Ham. I'm going 2-1 to West Ham.
And I exactly agree. I'm going 2-1 West Ham. Even without Antonio, because he's out with a thigh injury, I still think they'll come away with the win. Let's go over to Babs.
I can't really lie. This isn't my gravy, let's just say. But you know what? Because West Ham are home and Fulham are fighting relegation, I'm going to go for what is a 2-1 West Ham win. It's close, but it is what it is.
And now for West Bromwich Albion in 18th against Tottenham Hotspur in 3rd. Now Spurs have got the best attacking threat in the league.
They have,
and West Brom have got the worst defence so far. So this should be fairly obvious there.
Yeah. I mean, West Brom, they can't find a win from absolutely anywhere. They had a chance versus Fulham at Craven Cottage, and they bottled it. They lost 2-0. Now they're playing Spurs, and the odds are well in favour of Tottenham. Gareth Bale saved the team to get 3 points last week, but they've also got Kane, they've got Son, Bergwijn, so much attacking prowess. Surely Tottenham are going to win.
Yeah, well, on their day, West Brom aren't a bad team. They've got 3 draws.
Yeah.
But I'll say what I've said before. They will not get enough wins this season.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to stay up. I'm going West Brom 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
Okay, I'm going West Brom 1, Tottenham 3. So a couple more goals on what you're going for. Yeah, I'm sorry. West Brom's winless run will continue. But does Babs agree?
Right, so next up we've got West Brom versus, let's just call them Nando's FC, because I'm not saying that name. It's not in my dictionary. I have to give credit where credit's due. They are in form, but saying that, they are not fighting for the title. Forget that, Tottenham fans. It is not in your facilities, my guys. So I'm going to go, even though they're in form, I'm actually going to go for a 2-2 draw, and that's just me as an Arsenal fan saying that, and you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, we move on.
And now for the biggest game of the week. Of course, it's Leicester City against Wolverhampton Wanderers, isn't it, Theo? Second against 6th.
Oh, wow. Is it really?
Statistically, it is.
That's insane.
Now, these are 2 teams who had great weeks last week.
Yeah.
And I thought Leicester were brutal against Leeds. They were brilliant there.
They were absolutely amazing. On top form, Vardy's a killer, isn't he?
He is.
Cengiz Under is a creator for him. Them 2 work so well together, and Under doesn't even get 90 minutes. He always comes off the bench and does amazing. I called it last week, as you guys know. But, I mean, Leicester, great away, but not as good as home. And they're playing at home. Do you think they'll still come away with a win?
Well, you make a very good point. I thought Tielemans was superb last week. Harvey Barnes, what a player he can be. He's one maybe to think about for FPL.
Yeah, potentially.
And you know what? Initially, I thought this would be a 1-1 draw, but I've changed my mind at the last minute.
Really?
I've gone with home advantage, 2-1 to Leicester.
Well, I've gone what you were thinking about, a 1-1 draw. I just can't write off Wolves. I mean, they've been on good form recently too. Lost 4 games. They've won 3 of them.
Babs, what do you reckon, mate?
This again, Leicester are in form. They're second in the table right now. They've beaten Arsenal. They've beaten Man City. And you know what? They're in form. And at the same time, Wolves, they're in form as well. They're 6th in the table. So you have to give respect there as well. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to the Leicester up the True Fox, my guy.
And now for the real biggest game of the week. 10th place Manchester City against first place Liverpool.
Here we go.
And despite everything, Liverpool are top there.
Yeah, they're back in it, aren't they? This is one of the biggest games going into it. I mean, this is City versus Liverpool. It's always a title race between these 2 teams. Okay, this season there's been a few Chelseas and stuff like that. But them 2 are the real big dogs. And City need to prove to themselves that they can be up there this season. If they beat Liverpool, this is a statement of intent that they can still go out and win a Premier League with Pep Guardiola this year. Do you think City stand a chance?
Yes. Now, City have been very tight at the back this season. Now, remember, they've got a game in hand. 1-3, drawn 2, lost 1. That's not amazing form, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
So I think don't write off City so far. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, since that Leicester game, City have looked a lot better as a unit. Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz really improved their defence. Cancelo having more at left back and right. They can play both sides, but they're starting to make things work. And Pep's got a system going and it's clicking. However, Liverpool, they've been unbelievable too. They've found a way of playing without VVD. And I didn't think it would work like this. They're generally winning every game, Champions League, Premier League, without VVD. Did you think it was going to go this way when you saw that big injury?
I did. Now, it is a huge loss for Liverpool, but they've got this amazing ability to bounce back and to fit people in when someone moves out. They've got now a good bench.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that actually the biggest proof of that is this man, Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
He's scoring a goal every 41 minutes, and surely he's got to be in the team there.
Well, arguably he should be, because he's been pulling out more goals, well, like 7 times the goal. I mean, Firmino's got 1 goal this season. I think Jota's got 7.
Yes.
From the same amount of games.
Yes.
That kind of makes it pretty obvious that you should start Jota. However, I don't know what Klopp's going to do. Next to Salah and Mane, maybe Firmino connects play more, creates more for them too. I don't know what he's going to try. If I had the choice, I'd go with Jota.
Well, I'll tell you what, since Jurgen Klopp came to Liverpool, the player who's played the most minutes is Roberto Firmino.
Wow.
Now, I don't doubt he's a great player, but I'll tell you what, he's only scored 3 in the last 30 games. For me, he looks tired and he needs a rest there.
Well, going into this game, I think both teams can win it. I think Liverpool look unreal. That 5-0 Atalanta win was a big, significant sign of intent. And like I said, Man City, they're at home. Last time they played, they pumped them 4-0. Do you remember at the end of last season?
Oh, amazing.
So finally, we need to give our predictions. And, I didn't want to have to get to this bit because it's tough, isn't it? It could go either way. So the way I'm looking at it is, if Pep starts Aguero and De Bruyne, I'm going to go for a City win.
Whoa.
Because they're at Etihad and they've got a pretty strong team. De Bruyne's back as well, like I said. So if he starts, I think they're going to be good enough to get the win. Again, it could go either way, but I'm going to go for Man City 2, Liverpool 1. What do you think?
Wow, massive prediction, massive club. I'm just going to sit on the fence and say Man City 1, Liverpool 1.
Really? You're going for a draw?
I just can't decide.
Yeah, it could go either way. I just think at the Etihad, he's got the advantage, but let's see who Babs agrees with here, or maybe even a Liverpool win. I'm not writing it off. Klopp has clearly found a way without VVD. Anything can happen. Over to Babs.
You know what? A lot of people seem to forget, but Liverpool are right now top of the league. People forget that. But saying that, I'm looking at their goal difference. They've got a 2-goal difference. They're at the top of the league, but they've conceded 15 goals. And Man City are aside, they're at home. They're gonna have players fit. Mahrez and Aguero and Co. And KDB's back as well. So you know what? Because Man City are at home, I think they're gonna cause Liverpool issues. But I'm gonna go for a 3-2. Man City win. It's a big one, it's a cool, but it is what it is. I've said that too many times in this video, so I apologise.
And finally, Arsenal in 9th against Aston Villa in 8th. And I tell you what, Arsenal against Man United last week was superb defensively. And they've got the best defence in the league so far, dear.
I know, and they're proving it. I mean, defensively, Arsenal are brilliant, but it's a lack of creativity in the midfield in games where they actually need to go out there and win them.
Yes.
That could be a game like Villa, If they sit back, it's great against a team like United who will try and break through and then they can smash them on the counter.
Yes.
But if teams sit back, similar to what Rapid Vienna did, I know Arsenal eventually came out with a win 2-1, but watching that game made my eyes bleed. I think you agree the same. They miss an Ozil or an hour, like a creative midfielder that will just make things happen. Do you not agree?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Now, in the 1980s, Arsenal were called boring Arsenal.
Yeah.
They won the league and they'd always win 1-0. And I tell you what, I'm seeing a bit of that now.
Yeah.
I mean, defensively and in defensive midfield, so the likes of El Neni has been superb.
Dad.
He's like a new player.
In the United game, he looked like a prime Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
He was insane.
Yeah.
And that guy was on loan to Turkey last year, like forgotten about in the Arsenal team. And when they got rid of Guendouzi, they thought they'd just go buy someone new. Great to see him in the team working,
Absolutely. And the likes of Gabriel are really slotting in.
Oh yeah, great job.
And I do agree with you, Theo. I think they're missing something creatively. And some of the recent games we've seen of Arsenal have been shocking.
And some have been brilliant. I mean, like the United 1-0. So if you sit back against Arsenal, you will get a result. And it's whether Villa will actually do that, because the way they play, they like to actually go at teams with the likes of Ross Barkley, Jack Grealish, Ollie Watkins, who like to have a bit of the ball and actually attack them. So I can see Arsenal winning this. But I do think Grealish will score because he's on unbelievable form. But Villa are conceding too many goals lately. 4 against Southampton, 3 against Leeds. That is just wrong. Like, that should not be happening. I'm going to go for 2 against Arsenal though, and go for a 2-1 win to the Gunners.
Well, I reckon Villa are slipping at the moment. They've lost 2 on the bounce, and like you said, they are shedding goals, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
But do you know what? I think they might tighten up a bit here.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be Arsenal 2, Villa 1.
Right, so we agree?
Yes.
Right, time for Babs.
And moving on to the final game, my Gunners, my people, they say you leave the best to last, and that is the same case in this scenario. Listen, I respect Villa, and you know what? They have to respect us, because if it wasn't for us losing to you guys last season, you would not be in this league. And saying that they have got a couple of decent players, they've got Martinez in goal, my old goalkeeper, they've got Barkley, they've got Grealish, they've got McGinn, they've got Watkins, and you know what? They have strengthened in the summer, so I have to give respect there, but at the same time, with the Arsenal we're at home, we've just been Manchester United for the first time at Old Trafford in 14 years, so we're on a bit of a high, and I trust Arteta. I love my manager Mikel Arteta, and I believe we're going to get the win here. So I'm going to go for let's go 3-1 Arsenal. It's a big one, but as I said, one more time, it is what it is. Here we are, and so there you guys go. Big up man like Theo, and big up man like Thogdad. Cheers for having me on, much appreciation, and yeah, in a bit.
Babs, thank you for that, and that is the end of the video. Game Week 8 Premier League predictions complete. Keep your eyes peeled for our predictions. Let's see who can win this game week. I'm currently on top with points, but also guys, you drop down to the comments, give us your own predictions for the game or the team you support. Let us know what you think is going to happen. Maybe we got some stuff wrong. We might do. We'll find out over the next few weekends. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, what are you going to do to keep your lockdown busy? We will be posting nearly every day, so make sure you've subscribed to this channel. We're trying to roll up 416,000 subscribers and get notifications on for the lockdown content. We're not going anywhere, the same as the Premier League. Thank you for watching this video. How many likes do you want, Dad?
Let's smash 9,000 likes.
10k.
Okay, 10,000.
Come on,
go on, it's lockdown.
Exactly. Right, have a great weekend. We're going nowhere. We'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.